Hello guys, this is Kevin. Today's video, I will show you the 3 cars that I sold to the Kazakhstan and Russian buyer. They're on the backside here, 2 Palisade and 1 Mohave. The 2 Palisade models are 2023 and 2024. Even if it is 2023, I will let you know the reason later. Palisade and Mohave are the luxury cars manufactured in Korean companies Hyundai and KIA. So let's start with the Palisade 2023 model. This one is the Palisade 2023 model with the black color, and the trim is calligraphy, and the fuel type is gasoline. It has an around view, so when you try to go backside, then the camera inside of the car just letting you know where is around your car. The price that I sold this car is about $30,000, and one of the buyer from the Kazakhstan bought this car. It's no paint, no change, and no damaged car, so it is in the perfect condition. And as you can see the hood here, the shape of the Palisade 2023 is very different between the 2024 model. I will show you the 2024 model just next to this car. So when you see hood over here, the shape does not look like a sphere. Some people are saying that this type looks like the hive, and personally I like this hood design more than the 2024 model. The daylight is vertical light. The Hyundai and Kia is trying to make the vertical light for the daylight nowadays, and the twinkle is over here. Let me explain you for the exterior first. So you can see the tire is a Michelin tire, and for the Sorento 2024 there is a wheel cap, but this one doesn't have the wheel cap, so you can see the screws over here. Hopefully the Hyundai will make the wheel cap next time. And the fuel type is gasoline, so when you push the buttons and you can open the fuel charger and you can close the door easily. When you lock the door, then you cannot open that doors. And when you see the back side, the muffler on the Palisade comparing to the Mohave has one. I will show you the Mohave in this video later. So just keep your mind, the muffler of the Palisade is on the right side only. So there is nothing special comparing to the other Palisade for this car. Let's move on to the interior. To go to the interior side, I would ride on the driver's side, and you can see the buttons over here for opening the doors automatically. So when you keep your key on the pocket, then you can just push the buttons and it will open automatically. And when you open it, this car has the burgundy red color of the seats. It's very nice color. When I get inside of the car, one of the things that I don't like of this car is the gear is the buttons. So when you try to change your gear to the driver mode or the parking mode, then you have to push the button. And some of the people like this, but most of the Korean people, they don't like this system. For the screen, there is an informative, these screens of the 12.3-inch screen. And on the driver's side, the dashboard, you can see the digital dashboard. On the left side, there is a button for looking like the seats number 1 and 2. It's the memory or seats. So when you set your seats and next time someone just drive your car, then the seat position will be changed. And when you get back, then you can just press the buttons and automatically it will fit your seat position. This one also has the function for the cooling system and the heating system for the seats over here, and the warming the steering wheel. And this is very useful in Korea because in the summer it's very humid and hot, like more than 30 Celsius. You see the temperature over here is 30 Celsius now. Because of this, Korean people need the cooling seats. And in the winter, the Korea weather is minus 20 Celsius, minus 15 Celsius, so we need the heating seats too. So now I will show you the reverse camera that I told you, the around view system. So when you push the buttons here, reverse gear shift, then you can hear the beep sound, and when you see the screen over here, there is an image over here, what kind of things is around your car. And also there is a reverse camera too. Comparing to the reverse camera, you can see on the reverse side only, but the around view when you use it, then you can find out what kind of things is around on your side. So it's very helpful when you try to park your car. So I will push the button for the parking, for changing gear, then it will turn off automatically with the beep sound. And like the Mohave that I will show you, there is so many buttons here: map, navigation, radio, media, sync, track, stars, and setups. So it's not easy to find out the buttons that I want to use while I'm driving. Like while I'm driving, I cannot concentrate on pushing the buttons, so I don't know where is the button is. And even the emergency buttons, when I look at it, then I can find it. But when I try to stop the car rapidly, then I have to push the button without watching it. So if there is too many buttons, then it's not easy to find the buttons that I want to push it. And this one's, unlikely the Palisade 2024, it's not the touch screen. So when you try to turn on or when you try to make the fan stronger, then the 2024 model is the touch screen, but this one you have to push the buttons for the bigger fan image. So when you push the bigger fan image, then the AC is stronger, and when you push the button of a smaller fan, then you can hear the sound that fan is weaker than before. Let's see the back seats. The most of the Palisade, the Mohave nowadays, the people are choosing 6 seats rather than 7 seats. The difference between the 6 seats and 7 seats is if these 2 seats are stick together and there is another seat on the middle side, meaning that it is 7 seats, because there can be only 2 seats on the back side. The people nowadays in Korea, they don't give the birth typically. So even if the family has a baby, maybe there will be 1 or maximum 2. So that's why the people in Korea, they prefer the 6 seats rather than 7 seats. So these seats are independently moved. So when you try to pull the lever here, then you can change the seats very easily. Oh, by the way, this one is calligraphy but doesn't have the sunroof here, as you can see. On the back side, the trunk, I will show you. So on the back side, there is a reverse camera, of course, here. And when you try to open the trunks, then you push the button, then there is a beep sound and open automatically. So there is 2 seats. It's not enough space for adults, I guess, but it's better than Santa Fe or Sorrento. So when you want to close the trunks, and you can push the buttons here, then you automatically just close with the beep sound. This is the Palisade 2023 model. For the next car, I will show you the Palisade 2024, even if it is 2023 right now. Let's go. So the second car is the Palisade 2024. This model is for the next year, since it is 2023 right now. As I mentioned before in my video, the car companies, they make the cars 1 year before so that they can prepare for the next year demands. So this car is for the 2024 model. There is no big change comparing to the 2023 model. And the trim of this car is calligraphy. The number plate is removed because this car is being sold to one of the buyer from Kazakhstan. And as you can see, the car condition is almost new model. When you see the front side, you can see the grille is very different from the 2022 because the grille pattern is exactly different. The shape is square, and when you see the 2022, it looks like more narrow than this one. The Hyundai, the logo is very big comparing to the grille, and you can see the daylight is vertical like a Sorento and other Kia vehicles. For the winkers, you can see the light will be turned on here, and I will show you how it looks like. So let's see the inside. Before going to the inside, you can see there is the buttons that you can touch and the door will be opened. And when you open it, it's 2024 model, so it's like an almost new car. The cover is not rebuilt yet. And when I get inside, you can see the logo on the steering wheel like this, and the HDA2 systems that I mentioned before is already on, so you don't have to worry about keeping your lane. For the mileage, you can see it's 149, meaning that it is very short, like almost new car. And it's not the LCD panel like the Sorento or Santa Fe. So you see the panel here, it looks like a 12.3 inches panel. But the other side for the driver dashboard, you can see the screen is inside so that it looks old. Probably for the Palisade upcoming from 2025, I heard that the Palisade will be released with the hybrid engine. At the time, the Hyundai will make the Palisade like a two-panel, exactly like the Santa Fe. One of the things that the drivers didn't like about the Hyundai cars recently is the buttons here. But the Santa Fe I uploaded recently, when you see that video, the gear shift is over here so that you can change the gear by the column. And thanks to that, you can save lots of the space on this part. So the Santa Fe, they can give the enough space for charging two phones. This car is definitely bigger than Santa Fe, so when you see the cup holder and the rooms over here, it's bigger than the Santa Fe. But still, when you consider about the size between the Santa Fe and Palisade, I think the Palisade should change the gear system from this button system to the column. For the driver mode, the dial, it's for using for sports mode, eco modes, things like that. So when it is very snowy day, you can escape from the snowy road easily. And for the AC system, you can just touch it for make the AC stronger or not. When you see the inside of the bag here, the center bag, it's pretty big and deep space. So I think your girlfriend bag can be inside of this box. On the passenger side, you can see the extra seat advisor, and thanks to this, passenger can be seated very comfortably, I guess. The ventilation system is very straightforward, as like nowadays the Kia and Hyundai cars. And this car has the sunroof over here. On the middle side, there is another sunroof, but we cannot open it. So it just gives the impression to the people on the back side feel more open than no sunroof one. So when I open the sunroof, it automatically opens the sunroof like this, and you can tilt it too. I told you this is 2024 model, and I taught you on the other video how to see model year of the car. When you see the sticker over here on the driver's side, it says the chassis number is R, meaning that it is 2024, but the manufacturer year is 2023 June. So that's the Hyundai Motors made this car on June of 2023, but the model of this car is 2024. When you see the back side, you can see the shade, and the Hyundai Motors give the shade for free if you choose the calligraphy model. And this car is not the 7 seat but 6 seats. So there is space between the seat and another seat. And on the back side, you can see the other additional seats for the back side. When you see the ventilation system on the back side, the second row, you can see there is a seats for heating system and cooling system on the back side, the second row too. And of course there is an AC system too. And you see that there is buttons on the side of the seats. You can change the seat position very easily by clicking this button. On the back side, when you see the trunk, there is a camera for the reversing camera, and on the tops there is a stopping lamp here. I believe on the model of 2025 there will be another camera here, as like the Santa Fe and other things, so that you can show the backside situation by the central room mirror. One of the big advantage of the Palisade will be the size of the car. So on the back side, even if there is a third row the seats over here, there is additional space for the trunk here. For the third seats, there is a cup holders and the place for charging the phone. But it is a little bit bummer because there is no button for the AC controller for the third row. When you try to close the trunk, you can just push the buttons here. We call it power trunk in Korea. So when you push it, then it beeps and then just close it. On the back right side, I already showed you the left side, so it is almost same. And there is a rail over here, so you can just move forward or move to the back side, the seats very easily. So this car is for the Palisade 2024. I will show you the another cars that I sold to the buyers in Kazakhstan. The last one is Mohave 2023, and this car the Russian buyer bought with the $40,000. This car is also almost new car like the Palisade. I show you previous one 2024 model, but this one is 2023 model, and the size of the car is same as the Palisade. So the Hyundai, they are making the Palisade, and Kia, they are making the Mohave. The Palisade just came out like 5 years ago or 4 years ago only, but this model comes out like very long time, more than 10 years old, that's what I know. I will give you the explanation for exterior detail first. So on the front side, you can see the hood is different from the Palisade, and the logo of the Kia is the new type. The Kia, they changed the logo, so nowadays the people, they love the new logo more than the old one. Comparing to the Palisade, the daylight is not vertical. And I think for the next model of the Mohave, the Kia will change the daylight on the vertical line, I guess. When you see the wheel, there is no wheel cap. And the reason why I mention it, because the Sorento that I uploaded video last time, there is a wheel cap so that the people cannot see the screws, but this one you can see the screws still. So for the next Mohave, I think hopefully the Kia will make the wheel cap to cover that screws. The type of the fuel of this car is diesel. Normally when you go to the gas station and try to charge, then you can just push the button, but this one you cannot open by pushing the button. On the back side, you can see there is a mark, the 4X, meaning that it is 4x4. So this car is very popular from the buyers who live in very cold weather, because on the snowy day it is not easy to drive the 2x2 car. When you see the muffler on the underside, comparing to the Palisade, it has a dual muffler. So if it is same trim and same engine size, the Mohave would be stronger than the Palisade. So when you try to go enter the driver's side, then it is same as the Palisade. There is a button for opening the car. So when you push this button, then you can open the car. When you open it, this car has the different seat color, like orange. Just like 10 years ago, the Korean people, they can only choose the black seat, black color seat. But this one, you can see it is orange color. And not only the Mohave, but also the other Korean cars nowadays, they are changing the seat color, including orange, white, and so on. So the screen, it looks like this. It has a 12.3 inches the panel, and on the dashboard, As the Palisade, it doesn't have the panel like Santa Fe. So it is digital dashboard, but still looks like older than the Sorento and Santa Fe coming out in 2023. Because Palisade is same as the Mohave, comparing both two cars continuously, and when you see the side, you can see the decoration is a little bit better than the Mohave. You can see the parts here, it looks like wood. It's not wood, but it seems like the wood. So it is more luxury than the Palisade. And for the option, it is very similar as the Palisade has. It's because the Kia and Hyundai, they are different company but sharing lots of these spare parts. So the option screens that they have are very similar together. For the cup holder, you can see the two cup holder here. And comparing to the Palisade, it doesn't have enough space for putting stuff. Nowadays, the Kia is trying to change the gear with the dial, but this one even doesn't have the dial and just the normal gear. There is a function for heating seats and the cooling seats here for driver side and the passenger side too. And you can see the 4WD buttons here for making off or not. This button is for make the steering wheel warmer. So in the winters, when you turn on this button, since you can warm your steering wheel very easily. When the Hyundai and Kia, they make the buttons, the one thing I don't satisfy is the buttons that are here. It says map, navigation, radio, media, sync, tracks, and star setup. And I don't know why they are making buttons like this. I mean, if there is a big panel, then you can just choose this auto function on the one panel. But because there is too many buttons, while you are driving, it's not easy to find out for the ventilation system or navigation, radio, things like that. This one also has a sunroof, so when you open the sunroof, the button is here. So when you open it, then you can open like this. On the back side, there is no sunroof, unlikely the Palisade. And for the back side, I will show you right now. So on the back side, you can see the color of the seat is orange color, of course. And see, one thing that is very impressive is in the winter, if the passenger on the back side is very cold, then you can turn on this button for the heating seats. So this car is giving you the option for heating your seats on the second row. And for the ventilation system, as you can see at Palisade, there is a ventilation on the back side and there is a charging station, and even there is a 220 volts charger here. So when you try to turn on the laptop, then you can just turn on the laptop and then so you can charge your laptop very easily. On the back side, you can see the trunk side. This car seems like the 5 seats because when you see the back side, there is no the belt seats over there. I will explain you on the point of trunk view. So when you open the trunk, you can see the camera here first, as like the Palisade, and nowadays all the Hyundai and Kia cars, they are making cameras like this. And when you open the trunk, you can just push the button, then there is a beep sounds like a Palisade, and you see the backside. So the reason why I told you it is 5 seats is because if there is a 7 seat, then there should be the belt over here like that. So there is no belt, meaning that it is 5 seats. So when you try to find your car was whether 7 seats or 5 seats, when you check this seat belt and there is 3rd row seats, meaning that your car has been changed from 5 seats to 7 seats. For close the trunks, as I told you, you can just push the buttons here. In Korea we say power trunk function, and there is big sound and it's closed automatically. So this car is a diesel, and normally the diesel car is more powerful than the gasoline car, but you can hear the sound of the engine. Even if it is 2023 model, the diesel engine is louder and making more noise than the gasoline car. So these 3 cars are the cars that I sold to the Russian buyer and Kazakhstan buyer. And next time I will upload the cars that I sold to the other buyers too. And try to find this kind of cars. It's not easy, but if there is a buyers who want to buy this condition of cars, like no accident, no scratches, then I can find like these cars. Thank you for watching video, and next time I will upload the more interesting video. Bye.